Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
Tells St. Lucia it needs to resolve the allegations of 12 unlawful killings by the police between 2010 and 2011. Our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Thursday, April 6. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ricardo Roberts. That call was made by U.S. Ambassador to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Linda Taglialetta. She told reporters in Castries that she's concerned the so-called impacts matter has not yet been settled, and she has spoken with the new Director of Public Prosecutions, Darcine Green, on the matter. In February, Green told the country that he had conducted an extensive review of the majority of cases involving alleged police shootings. At the time, he said there were over 21 of these matters under review, and he was able to plot a way forward in the majority of cases. However, he noted that in many of the cases, the criminal investigations are still incomplete, and he cannot disclose details of any findings of what is missing, as that would prejudice the due process. In 2015, the then Kenny Anthony government said it had received a report of a probe conducted by the Jamaica Constabulary Force into the alleged extrajudicial killings. St. Lucia had sought help from Jamaica to investigate the Royal St. Lucia Police Force after the U.S. withdrew security-related assistance following claims of human rights violations. The man challenging his detention under a state of emergency in Trinidad and Tobago in 2011 will know his fate next week. A High Court judge will rule on the case of whether or not the police wrongfully detained him on suspicion that he was involved in a plot to assassinate then Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar and 3 senior members of her cabinet. Anton Bumbe Boni was arrested among a group of people who were allegedly planning to murder Persad-Bissessar, her then Attorney General Anand Ramlogan, and Housing Environment Minister Rudal Munilal. Boni's lawyers argued that the police damaged their client's reputation by the allegations made against him. But the DCP, who investigated the 2011 assassination plot, says the police did what it had to do to make TNT a better place today. Uvashi Tawari Rupnarayan of CNC3 News tells us more.
During the investigation, several suspects were detained and later released without charge. One of those men, Anton Bumbe Boni, who was detained for a week, is now suing the state for false imprisonment. But Richardson, called to the case before Justice Vashish Kokaram, failed on 2 counts. He could not tell the Port of Spain High Court the exact date he received the intelligence report on the plot, nor the date planned for the alleged assassination. Instead, he responded to Boni's attorney Lee Mary's questions by saying, quote, "Thank God we acted in the way we did, so TNT is a better place today," end quote. The attorney contends the date of the alleged plot was November 24th, with his client being arrested 4 days later. Mary said the arrest was not made because Boni was a suspect, but to provide information on criminal activity in his community. The DCP responded by saying, quote, "We had cogent and compelling intelligence before us that something bad was going to happen in TNT, and we needed to act," end quote. Richardson said he received additional intelligence that nationals from the Middle East would be traveling to TNT to participate. Boni has been on remand for attempted murder as well as conspiracy to murder. He has also been charged with being a gang leader.
There will be no criminal charge laid against the 11-year-old boy who fatally chopped a 14-year-old boy in Jamaica earlier this week. But a psychiatric evaluation will be done to determine the most suitable intervention for the preteen. Under Jamaica's Child Care and Protection Act, A child below the age of 12 years cannot be charged with a criminal offense. State Minister for Youth Floyd Green says a team from the Child Development Agency will conduct the psychiatric evaluation and the boy will be brought before the court and placed at one of the island's places of safety. The 11-year-old boy allegedly chopped the 14-year-old to death after the two had a verbal altercation on Monday evening. The government says it will assist the family with funeral expenses. Over in Belize now, at least two police officers are facing charges of wounding after a video surfaced showing officers shooting indiscriminately at residents in San Pedro on the weekend. Lawmen say their investigations are continuing and the two officers have since been arraigned. Minister of Police Elodeo Aragon Jr. described the incident as a severe black eye for law enforcement.
I want to tell the media and the public out there that, as from the ministry side of things and the police department, we sympathize with what has happened. I mean, this has involved where we have had a conflict or a situation between the police officers and the community. We've always, as a police department, looked to work towards and with the community. In these situations, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, we must bear that the police department will at no time cover up any kind of thing. We will do our job because at the end of the day, the department's good name must stand out and tall for everyone to see.
Now, the officers implicated in the incident told the Professional Standards Branch of the force that they acted in self-defense. Aragon says the entire incident was regrettable.
Every scenario is different, and police officers are trained to deal with certain scenarios. They understand the use of justifiable force and harm. They understand the laws that govern their powers of a police officer, etc. From the video I've seen, definitely this incident is regrettable. I must say that this incident was not an incident initiated by the police. If you all look at the video and understand the facts of the case, this situation initiated where two females were fighting, and the police intervened. And then, of course, we had police officers who were not on official duty came and assisted, and this situation grew to where it is now.
Concerns are being raised in Guyana over security at the island's prisons after one prison officer was caught attempting to smuggle contraband. The officer is currently before the courts in connection with the matter. We get the details from Javon Vickery of HGP TV.
Police allege that on March 28, 23-year-old Stefan Silvers of Block AA Virgin Nugent, East Bank, Essequibo, attempted to smuggle a prohibited item into the Camp Street prison. The prison officer appeared unrepresented before Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan and denied the allegation. The court was told that the prison officer had in his possession 113 grams of cannabis, which was found in a sealed envelope when he was held. Police prosecutor Arwin Moore raised no objections to bail, but requested that it be granted in a substantial amount. Moore also made a request for the prison officer to lodge all travel documents and report to the Criminal Investigations Department at Albertung Police Station. Bail was granted in the sum of $150,000. The matter has been adjourned until April 24. It was reported that the prison officer left his post to purchase food. It was upon his return that he was stopped in search. That's when the contraband was unearthed.
You're watching Caribbean Newsline. Stay with us, more news after the break.
Most anticipated musical experience returns. Join us throughout beautiful Tobago as we celebrate the universal language with performances by Grammy Award winner D'Angelo, legendary singer Grace Jones, Shabba Ranks, Morgan Heritage, Ellen Trotman Test the Band, and many more. The 2017 Tobago Jazz Experience, April 22nd to 30th.
Round Hay Pharmacy now has 2 locations to fill your prescriptions promptly and efficiently. Our branch at One Accord Plaza is open daily, including Sundays and bank holidays. Also, check out our new drive-through location at Warren's Healthcare Complex in Michael, the first and only drive-through pharmacy in Barbados. For more information, call Round Hay One Accord Plaza at 421-7863 and our new drive-through branch at Warren's in Michael at 424-5574.
Welcome to Dominica, a true fantasy island. Whether you're in search of extreme adventure, or a family vacation, or a relaxing getaway, Dominica is fun for everyone. And a place where you can totally disconnect and enjoy paradise. Discover Dominica, the nature island.
Trinidad and Tobago's health minister is being praised for averting a crisis in the nation's public health sector on Friday by ensuring checks were issued for the remaining back pay owed to nurses. But the Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association president says it is now asking off-duty nurses to join a protest at the Parliament on Friday. It is alleged that there are deductions from the back pay, which is not sitting well with the nurses. Joel Brown of TV6 News tells us more.
After threatening protest by non-essential nursing staff, Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association President Edie Stewart said some nurses have received their remaining back pay thanks to Health Minister Terence Dialsing.
The minister did make drastic intervention, and he actually, for the first time, the banks waived their holding fee. So the check that was sent from the ministry went to the and straight into the bank. So workers actually got money yesterday from Northwest and North Central, which has already been confirmed.
But he said those nurses who have received their remaining back pay are still disgruntled.
Because a number of the RHAs took out a number of deductions unknowing to the worker. So they have no clue what those deductions were for. In addition, Tobago nurses have not yet been paid. And that is the same thing that happened last year when the first drawdown came, the first 50%, that we actually had to go and protest separately in Tobago for the Tobago nurses to finally be afforded the same 50%.
Mr. Stewart had instructed all non-essential nursing staff to report for duty at the Parliament on Friday if the remaining 50% of their back pay owed was not in their bank accounts by Thursday evening. Mr. Stewart told TV6 News on Monday the action planned for Friday would have had a grave impact on an already strained public health sector.
That, in a large part, has been averted by the minister's intervention. However, we are still going to be asking nurses who are off duty to accompany us to the Parliament for 12 to stand in solidarity with our other colleagues from JTAM and also to highlight a number of other nursing issues that we have on the agenda.
As food security remains a great concern for most countries around the Caribbean, St. Lucia's Agriculture Minister says it is important to put measures in place to ensure all citizens are protected. NBC News' Ian Romola spoke to the minister about the measures and has this report.
The World Food Summit of 1996 defined food security as existing when all people at all times have access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food to maintain a healthy and active life. Concerns over food security has existed throughout history but has become a growing issue the world over in recent years. With a current world population of 7.5 billion, the Food and Agriculture Organization is concerned about the capacity of agriculture to meet future food needs. Here on island, the issue of availability of safe and nutritious food for our relatively small yet significant population is one policymakers are not overlooking. Speaking on the issue, Minister with responsibility for agriculture and fisheries, Ezekiel Joseph, says that the government has been assessing the situation as it relates to the nation. He indicates that the government has identified ways to ensure food stability, which will be administered in the upcoming financial year. One of these is by investing more efforts in crop diversification.
With a number of what we call the traditional crops, for example, the cucurbits, the solanaceous family, we believe that we can grow these crops in St. Lucia. I remembered when we were there, we had introduced greenhouses You're aware of the Youth in Agriculture program which we started when we were there, and unfortunately that program did not meet the objectives as we expected it to. But we're reviewing that program, and the Minister of Finance has agreed that we need to continue that program.
As it stands, St. Lucia lies in the Atlantic hurricane belt, which makes it prone to severe storms. In recent times, the island has been affected by severe weather phenomena, Hurricane Matthew being the most recent, which has dealt a severe blow to the nation's agricultural industry. Other issues relating to climate change, such as drought, can have a range of disastrous effects on the agricultural sector. Crop seasonality and diseases affecting both crops and livestock are concerns which the island will have to overcome to ensure a stable production of nutritious food for its population.
The focus will be on mental health when the Caribbean joins in the observance of World Health Day on Friday. This year's theme is Depression. Let's talk. It is particularly timely as regional healthcare providers have been working to raise awareness of the condition, saying while it is an invisible illness, it affects many people across the Caribbean. We get more in this report from GBN News.
According to the latest estimates from the World Health Organization, more than 300 million people are now living with depression, an increase of more than 18% between 2005 and 2015. Lack of support of people with mental disorders, coupled with a fear of stigma, prevent many from accessing the treatment they need to live healthy, productive lives. Lydia Phillip Jones, Acting Senior Health Promotions Officer in the Ministry of Health, says depression has no boundary.
Basically, what we need to let people know is that depression is basically an illness that can affect anybody. It doesn't have to be anybody of a particular age. It can be young people, old people. It doesn't have to be men as opposed to women. That everybody can be affected by depression. Yeah, and that it's a course that anybody can go through, and that with the right treatment, persons can get over it and can continue with their lives normally. I think that is the take-home message.
And ahead in Newsline Sport, West Indies hoping to make a fresh start in the first ODI against Pakistan. Stay with us. Sport is next.
Experiencing your jazz and Easter vacation at Rovenel's Resort and Conference Center. Stay and enjoy one of Tobago's most festive times with us. Choose out of 2 packages for a 4-night stay, executive or deluxe rooms, with 1 night free in our standard and self-catered rooms. Packages include free breakfast and shuttle service to and from popular beaches. For reservations, call 1-868-639-9666.
Round Hay Pharmacy now has 2 locations to fill your prescriptions promptly and efficiently. Our branch at One Accord Plaza is open daily, including Sundays and bank holidays. Also, check out our new drive-through location at Warren's Healthcare Complex in Michael, the first and only drive-through pharmacy in Barbados. For more information, call Round Hay One Accord Plaza at 421-7863 and our new drive-through branch at Warren's in Michael at 424-5574.
It's not about exercising. It's having the strength to do what you're passionate about. It's not about the road traveled. It's about the one to be traveled. An important thing in life is finding the perfect balance between body and soul. With a bottle of Ensure, you get the proteins, calcium, and 26 vitamins and minerals your body needs to live the best moments of your life with strength and energy. Your life, your health, your Ensure.
West Indies once again find themselves in the unenviable position of hoping to make a fresh start when they clash with Pakistan in the one-day international of the 3-match series on Friday. The hosts were completely outplayed in the 4-match T20 series over the last 2 weeks, culminating in a 3-1 defeat and the squandering of precious momentum ahead of the one-day series at the Guyana National Stadium. Now, despite the run of poor form, however, Captain Jason Holder said the side remained buoyant and were focused on drawing first blood.
In the camp is very good. I was pleased last night. We had a very good team dinner organized by Devendra Bishu. I really commended him for it. I just think it's something that we really need to keep on doing in terms of gelling well as a side. It was good to see everybody smiling and sitting down, enjoying one another's company. And again, I think everybody's positive going into this series. There's no point us dwelling on the past. We obviously have to learn from the past, but it's a fresh series. We've got something to look forward to here in Ghana. I think Guyanese people always come out and watch cricket, and they're avid cricket fans. So it'd be good to start the series well here in Ghana and give them something to shout about.
Well, Pakistan will start as favourites, especially based on recent and past history. Last October, they trounced the Caribbean side in a 3-match series in the United Arab Emirates. The regional side has not beaten Pakistan in a bilateral series in 26 years and has lost 9 of the last 13 ODIs against the Asian side in the Caribbean. Holder was quick to acknowledge the Windies' status as underdogs in the series, but said it could also work in their favour.
Well, Pakistan is ranked higher than us, and they've obviously beaten us in the last series we played in UAE. They started this tour well, so I believe we're probably the underdogs right now. It's not a bad tie to have. The expectation is pretty much on Pakistan to beat us, and that's incentive for our guys. We must go and we must show them that we can beat Pakistan. They're just one step ahead of us in the IC rankings, and I don't think they're impossible to beat. We've shown that we can beat them here in the T20 series so far. We've played some pretty good cricket in the T20 series, but we haven't seized crucial moments. As I said before, we've spoken a lot in the dressing room about seizing the crucial moments, keeping the momentum in our hands as long as possible. I think once we do that, we should be better off at the end of this series.
Still in cricket now, the Pakistan selection panel have named teenager Shadab Khan in a 16-member squad for the upcoming Test series in the Caribbean. The 18-year-old leg spinner gained the nod of approval to be one of 5 newcomers in the Pakistani side a mere 10 days after making his international debut in the T20 series against the Windies. The other uncapped players in the squad are middle-order batsman Usman Salahuddin, fast bowlers Hassan Ali and Mohammad Abbas, along with left-arm spinner Mohammad Ashgar. 7 of the players that made the trip to Australia over the Christmas-New Year's period have been sidelined for one reason or the other, earning familiar face Ahmed Shehzad a recall along with fellow batsman Shan Masood. West Indies and Pakistan played 3 tests during the upcoming series, including the opening match, the 50th to be staged at Sabina Park in Kingston, Jamaica, along with contests at Kensington Oval in Bridgetown, Barbados, and Windsor Park in Roseau, Dominica. Switching sports now, no date yet for the hearing of Nesta Carter's doping matter. In February, the Jamaican sprinter filed an appeal before the Court of Arbitration in a bid to challenge the decision to strip him and members of the 4x100 Beijing Olympic relay team of the gold medal. Now, Carter tested positive for using a banned stimulant in the 2008 Games. In this report from TVJ's Keon Rayner, he tells us that Carter will have to wait a little while longer before his matter can be heard.
Carter, the sprint relay gold medalist who was retroactively found guilty of doping for the banned stimulant methylhexanamine from the 2008 Beijing Olympics on January 25, filed his appeal with CAS on the deadline of February 15. President of the Jamaica Olympic Association, Mike Fennell, provided our sports desk with an update on the matter, which saw Carter, Usain Bolt, Asafa Powell, Michael Frater and Dwight Thomas losing their relay gold medal from the Beijing Games.
The lawyers representing Mr. Carter have informed us that the appeal has been filed with a full brief. They have also informed us that they have not been able to receive all the details from the IOC, who have not disclosed fully all the information, but this matter has been provided for in their brief, and we'll just have to wait on a date to be set by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. And we certainly support fully the appeal that has been made.
President of the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, Dr. Warren Blake, hints that the holdup seems to be the fault of the IOC.
And one order of discovery has been made where the IOC has been asked to produce documentation, and we are waiting the provision of that document from the IOC.
So still no date has
Still no date has been set as yet.
Carter, the 2013 World 100 meters bronze medalist, has resumed competing pending the CAS hearing.
And finally, in tennis, a stronger Barbados side will be hoping to get the better of Guatemala in the second round of competition in the Davis Cup on Friday. Now, the side is yet to beat the Guatemalans since their first clash in 2011. CBC's Melissa Farley caught up with the island's top players ahead of Thursday's draw.
No reported injuries, and Barbados, yet to taste victory over Guatemala, will do what is necessary to come out with a win.
All players have been overseas practicing for the last 4 to 6 weeks. As we all know, Darren has been on the tour playing in Memphis, Indian Wells and Miami. Hayden has been doing preparations in Miami. Shauna has been playing tournaments in California. And Adam is at college right now, so he plays on the intercollegiate tour and interclub. So I think we're very ready for the challenge this weekend. The record speaks for itself. It is 0-5, but we're a different team today. We're a stronger team today, and they're also a very strong team after being in Mexico. But we are very confident we could be very competitive this weekend and do the right things to come out with victory.
It was back in 2011 when these two teams met, Christopher Diaz having the edge over a younger Darian King.
I've played Diaz on the pro circuit a couple of times, at least maybe 10 times. I've edged him out, close two setters and coming out pretty big, like 6'2", playing well. He's a great competitor for sure, and you can't even count out Wilfredo, their number 2 player, because both, as you can see, they just beat Mexico in Mexico, and they have defeated me and Hayden, I think, in the CAC games in doubles to gain, I think, a bronze or silver medal. And so we can't put our foots in our mouth. I mean, past anything. We're going to go up there, and I'm going to prepare like a normal match, like I prepare for a professional match, and I hope whoever is out there to participate, and I hope that they just go out there and give their best and hopefully come out with a victory.
Now the visitors will be looking to keep their flawless record against their hosts, but they know the tie is going to be a difficult one.
I know we haven't lost to Barbados in the past, but that has always been in Group 3, and their rounds are played 2 out of 3 matches, 2 out of 3 sets. So this is definitely a very different tie, very different conditions. We have both never played each other in these conditions before, so we're looking at it as something new. Same old players, but something new.
And that's the sport. We'll be right back.
Or promote your event through the services offered by the Caribbean Media Corporation and Carib Vision. Our distribution provides a platform on cable, terrestrial television, and websites. We cover carnivals and events from across the region. We can bring your event live and alive to the world. For music makers, program producers, businesses, we can expand your reach to in excess of 2 million households daily. Our other services include news updates to enhance your media products, studio space for program and development. We can facilitate the launch of new products and services and training. Contact us and we will help you unleash your creative ability, develop products and services, and provide the medium to watch them grow. Contact Loretta Skeet at cmccaribbean.com or call her 1-246-467-1044 or 1-246-253-3889. Call and book your carnival or event today.
Again, the major developments of this day. The United States tells St. Lucia it needs to resolve the allegations of 12 unlawful killings by the police between 2010 and 2011. And in sport, the West Indies looking to make a fresh start in the first ODI against Pakistan. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sports round the clock, log on to CarnaNews.com. We'll be back here again tomorrow, but from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching and have yourselves a good night.